Basement, level vibes with another one, straight up, blackness aye. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, we have to gather wrong, grab a seat and sit down, pay attention. Education, liberation, we have to stand strong. Benskop upon the radio, lively up the program. Everybody call somebody and let them turn and tune and on the radio and catch the boom song. We boom it up already, we have to boom it up again. Expose and reveal him. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, I do it for the love, him not do it for no money. Straight up, him attack, educating everybody. Big up my friends and big up my family. Turn on the radio, catch the vibes, it's integrity. Straight up, Benskop stands for unity. One people, one nation, one destiny. Free up the truth in the air, even the blind can see. The deaf can hear, the dumb can talk, the cripple can walk. Boom. Who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop, who tell the truth? Mark Benskop, defend the ghetto youth. Mark Benskop, radio station is the fruit. Mark Benskop, straight up from the root. Mark Benskop.
This is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you, so call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
Mr. Watts, he is armed himself. Shots, watch it, tear gas. Live rounds, also I can see that.
Just for Quindon! The man is a boxer, man. Why can't put in a boxer, man, to do that? But since my cousin there, no, you come on the East Coast.
You listen to me.
Right? No, you come on the East Coast.
You listen to me now.
You gotta listen to me too, man.
I am listening to
Right?
you.
Now, I see you on the East Coast. The day when they get a protest of them, the next day, that's when you see one bigger heads come up to talk to my family. Right? And that's bad. If you didn't do a protest, that you want to see nobody for justice. You see? I'm not holding back nothing. I'm not holding back nothing. I just need justice for my family.
Yeah, this is the elite team, the root team. Strong team.
Number one.
Guyana really nice. Guyana. It's a nice place.
Maybe the Chinese company that did not get the agreement that they wanted here, maybe they're the ones who told you, or it could be just a fictitious thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sudero?
So my relationship, nothing. He's a tenant in my place. Yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes. Yes. He is a friend of ours. His father was here from many years ago.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he lives next door to you.
Yes.
You know, he was able to arrange meetings and catch-ups with you.
Heard enough of that vagabond, that political vagabond, that criminal, and let's get on to this one here. This guy here is accused, mind you. This guy is accused, and we have been mentioning this story a couple of days now, and that's about it. You know, that's about it. Nobody really cares, right? Yeah, nobody really cares. Sorry, I'm sounding like Trump. Nobody really cares, right? People really don't care, right? And so these are stories that people don't really care. That this guy sold, according to information, possibly thousands of HIV testing kits to the Ministry of Health in Guyana. Nobody really cares, right? Nobody cares. We thought that by now, the shadow minister of health, and that's the coalition's shadow minister of health, Dr. Karen Cummins, would have been talking about this issue, because this again is dangerous, very dangerous, expired HIV testing kits in Guyana through the Ministry of Health that bought those kits from this guy, Devendra Prasad, and his company. What other pharmaceutical items did the Ministry of Health purchase from this guy and his company? Well, nobody really cares, right? Nobody really cares. Who really cares? Sorry, nobody really cares. Are you guys with me? Nobody really cares. Look at these testing kits, expired. Obviously, now, if someone goes to take a test, maybe they are, maybe they're not. The test results will not be reflective of what the actual results should be as a result of these unscrupulous, underhand, questionable deals with the Ministry of Health. But nobody really cares, right? Good night to the shadow minister of health, Dr. Karen Cummins. Where is she? She's not talking about these things, but nobody really cares, right? I'm serious. Nobody really cares. But look at the headline tonight, though. Racist criminal installed PPP regime. So we'll focus on that right now, right? And we'll give Dr. Karen Cummins, who is the shadow minister of health, we will give her some time to actually care, because nobody really cares, right, Michelle Justice? Nobody really cares. And I like when you guys repeat after me, repeat things, because we're in this together, right, as a straight up family. I want if you guys agree with me, just let me know. You don't have to. You could tell me go to hell. Of course, you go in the trench too, right? Just repeat that. Nobody really cares, right? It's Friday evening, but we care. We care. Trust me, we care. Forget about what Priya Manikchan is saying, but they care because they care. Then probably means they care. They don't care. They don't care about the daycare. They don't care about children. They don't care about anybody. All they care about is their stomach. Sorry, I don't know, pun intended here, but all they care about is their pockets. They care about money. They care about their bank accounts and whatever else. They don't give a damn about people. They just don't. Thank you, Miss Booker. Always the first for everything. Nobody really cares, right? Maybe we should start a hashtag with that, right? Nobody really cares, like who cares? In a bigly way, they just don't care. They don't give a damn about Guyana. They don't give a damn about you, the people, because at the end of the day, nobody really cares. Who cares? Nobody really cares. Look at Priya standing there. Come, let's be honest and look at my facial expression. Do you think she cares? They have this slogan now, because we care. They don't care. Come on, let's start the hashtag. Nobody really cares. If you know, I'm hiding behind this ridiculous looking photograph of Priya Manikchan right there at the scene of that tragic, what is it? We can't say incident because it's just totally tragic. It was totally tragic. But what is even more tragic is the fact that this woman, as they would say in Belladrum and other parts of Guyana, maybe in Linden, this woman who pretends to care, and look at that sad looking face, pretending to care. They're standing there with that fire service guy, senior officer, and others. They're standing at the crime scene. They don't care. She is standing next to a bunk bed or maybe a grill of the window grill. She's standing there pretending as though they care. They never care. They never give a damn. All it is with these people is just a hustle. They are worse than flatfoot hustlers. They are a bunch of no good cricketer. And you guys know what cricketer is, right? At least Kurt Caesar should know what cricketer is. And so true Hector, right? So true Hector. Bantu king. We have lots of kings and queens and princess and princess and all watching this show here tonight, right, Vanessa? Stewart? Right, Roderick Henry and all of you guys, Miss Booker, bring the whole crew. Bring the whole crew, Janice, and all of them. And let's start the program. We're now warming up. Tonight, I plan to go until, what time is it now? 9:15. We are going to be on this program probably around 3 a.m. We are going the long distance, 3 a.m. Now, you guys know that's not true. We're not going any 3 a.m. I'm out of here by 10 o'clock because nobody really cares, right? The PPP doesn't care. You take a look at this vagabond. I'm sorry about that. I have seen better looking calabash than this calabash head that we're looking at here. You think he cares? Do you think he cares? Nobody really. This thing doesn't care. This thing, this whop your mouth, this white mouth individual, do you think, squid head, thank you, Peggy, sorry about that. It's Friday evening and look, I don't know when was the last time I had a beer or a Guinness or a Macassin, but I'm feeling for something. Guinness, maybe it is. All right, so here's what's going to happen as we put these guys up. These guys don't care. Do not be fooled. In the local government, the upcoming local government elections, they're running around, they're pretending as though they care. They just do not care. Because as indicated for days now on this show, after the deaths of those 19, and now a couple of days ago, another student passed away. It's 20 now that these vagabonds who are now pretending as though they care, they are the ones who are responsible for the deaths of those kids, at least contributory negligence. They contributed to it. Because if they didn't have a failed system, then things would have been put in place. Now, I've heard some individuals, when they are asked a question, they don't want to get straight to the point and say, look, this regime is in office right now. Forget about the other regime, the government. This is an installed regime. And I've heard a question posed to the lawyer representing the 15-year-old girl who was charged unjustly thus far. It was done in haste without no proper investigations, mind you. They hurriedly charged that girl with 19 and soon to be 20 murder charges. And so the lawyer, Dexter Todd, a friend of mine, hi Dexter, when asked about a failed system, the woman asked a very straightforward question, whether the government of the day could share responsibility. Dexter dilly-dallied around the question and said all governments should. This is not, Dexter, if you're watching, good evening to you. This is not about all governments. This is who is head of the government right now. This is what it is. Because we're not sure, this didn't happen under the coalition, that we weren't sure, that we're not certain that it would have happened under the coalition. So it's unjust to blame and to say that under any government that this thing could have. No. Let's not play politics here, Dexter. Let's get straight to the point. The regime, the PPP regime, is responsible. Now let's call it as it is. Let's not be afraid to say it as it is, that this corrupt installed PPP regime didn't put the mechanisms in place. In fact, they've ignored lots of different things, and they are running from their responsibility. And so therefore, whether it's the Ministry of Education, sorry to Ganesh Mahipal, who doesn't want his friend Priya Manikchan to be blamed. Sorry, Ganesh. She has to take responsibility, because at the end of the day, she is the Minister of Education for the entire country. She cannot be the Minister of Education for only Region 6, Region 4, Region 5, Region 3, Region 10, and so forth. Right, Ganesh? She is the Minister of Education for Albany, not somebody. And therefore, she has to take some form of responsibility for that horrific fire. She has to. And then your friend at the Ministry of Local Government has to take responsibility too. And then your friend at the Ministry of Home Affairs, the minister, whatever his name is, Ben, has to take responsibility. And then at the end of the day, the buck stops right there at the doorsteps of Irfan Ali. So all of them, every one of them, are responsible for what happened there in Madhya. Not just this girl they're attempting to blame, put all the blame on. And then suddenly, you see these little girls and that little boy who died, they didn't care. The PPPC regime didn't care. They treated the indigenous community, and mind you, to be politically correct, our indigenous brothers and sisters prefer to be called, addressed as, or identified as indigenous and not Amerindian. We've gone past that stage, so I want to show my respect for that, and it's indigenous. They never cared about the indigenous community. If they can continue to use them, they will do that. And so when you see they're parading around, they've attended the funerals of 11 girls yesterday, and then 3 the previous day, and all manner of things, it's a gimmick. It's a political gimmick, because they do not care about anyone but themselves. You see, look, you see Oneid Waldron here, masquerading these young girls right out of the hospital and right in front of the cameras, all because they want to get political props That is what they want to get. They're not concerned about anything else. They do not care. If they were concerned about these folks, you see, the 40,000 that they're playing politics now and buying votes and all manner of things, they would have gone in there, because the 40,000 that they're now pushing their hands in taxpayers' purse and pockets to give out throughout the country now, it's a political gimmick. It amounts to about $8 billion on top of the almost $95 billion already budgeted for the Ministry of Education. Again, they do not care. They just do not care. They didn't give a damn about these kids. They didn't. But suddenly they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. And where do you think the hundreds of millions of dollars going? It's going in their friends and their cronies' pockets. And these kids and their relatives are getting merely crumbs out of that. So now, how could Priya Manik-Chand, Irfan Ali, Jack Dale, and all those vagabonds could look at citizens in their eyes and say they care? And the audacity of these people. You know, if you go on Priya Manik-Chand's Facebook page, it is flooded because we care. It's kind of like a therapy for her, because she knows that she should be accepting responsibility for the deaths of these 20 young people. She has to accept responsibility. She cannot run away with it. So now, to go through some sort of therapy, she's flooding her Facebook page with, because we care, because we care. When in fact they don't care. Priya Manik-Chand don't care. If they were so concerned about these young people, then the amount of energy they're spending now every single day, the energy to prove to Guyana, to prove to the world that they care about these dead children. These children are dead. But now that these kids are dead, they're spending, Priya and her gang of vagabonds, Irfan Ali and Jack Deo included, and the Minister of Indigenous Affairs, Pauline Sukai, and that other vagabond at the Ministry of Home Affairs, well, they have two of them there, May and Ben or whatever. Now suddenly they care. But if they had spent just maybe $50 million taking care or looking after these kids, we would not have been here tonight sitting discussing this issue with the deaths of 20 young girls and one boy, 20 young students, 20, all because the PPP regime do not care. Irfan Ali does not care. This one here does not care. This one here does not care. So now, with this $40,000 that they're talking about for young people, it's a gimmick. Now take a look at this here. Now let's revisit the 40,000 plus citizens, maybe more. The PPP went into the communities and they promised these people that they're going to return. People who didn't get their cash grant, and that is the COVID-19 cash grant. They said, guess what they said? We can come back just now. Y'all hold this pink slip. Over 2 years now. Over 2 years now, and they con the people. They swore the people. They tricked the people. That is what they did. Trick the people. They don't care about the people. And so now again, they're coming with their trickery. Their trickery, because it's local government elections time and they want votes. They want to buy votes. And look, the headline there, over 40,000 citizens with pink slip for next phase of COVID grant. They never returned. They tricked the people. A bunch of convicts in the PPP. Now look at this here. This is the Village Voice newspaper, a credible newspaper, Village Voice. Look, the headline then, pink slip holders to be addressed after main grant distribution. They swore the people, and many of these people are, we're UPNU PNC stronghold. And because of the fact that these people, majority of them are persons of African descent, they basically had no regards for them, none whatsoever. And so it's elections time now. They're running around the place saying they care. I don't know if they say they care or they care, but they're spending hundreds of millions of dollars. We'll get back to that shortly. Please, Lemon, take it easy. Now, take a look at this. The joint services, members of the joint services, the disciplined forces went out and they voted today. We are hearing rumors, and from credible sources too, that senior police officers who are in bed with the PPP and possibly in bed with drug lords and money launderers and gold smugglers who love to display fancy cars and these sort of things and throw little crumbs in people's hands and take pictures and feel that they might do good thing for the country, right? And grab and take pictures with little kids and thing to feel that they're setting example, proper example for those little kids, right? You know who those vagabonds are. Okay, so senior policemen, some of them, have been intimidating the junior ranks and telling the junior ranks that they have to vote for the party of the day. And some who have voted, according to information, mind you, some who have voted collected some monies from these senior ranks. They were told to go and vote and snap a picture of who they voted for and then return to collect their envelopes. Now, this is unacceptable. And so we've gotten the names of some of those senior itus. Sorry, a bit of Shakespeare there or something, right? Sorry. And so that is what we were told happened today. However, I hope that the bulk of members of the joint services, the police, the army, and the prison service, that they went out and vote against the PPP because the PPPC doesn't care. They don't give a damn. They never did, and they never will. They never did, and they never will. They walk around pretending as though, look, this is the newly installed Chief of Staff of the Guyana Defense Force, and oh shucks, I thought for a moment it was a worker of Sivan's disposal. This was it, Sivan's disposal, right? I thought, but that is the acting commissioner of police. The acting commissioner of police. Now look, you heard recently that there were two gang members who are connected to the PPP beat a police. We didn't just hear that, we saw it for ourselves. Lo and behold, on the day when members of the disciplined forces or services, they are out to vote, and the PPPC, Jack Deere and all of them telling people that no other government has done any much good for the joint services as the PPP. That's a lie. That's a lie. No other government has destroyed members of the joint services as the PPP. No other government has been lawless as the PPP. Lawless as the PPP. The PPP doesn't care about law and order. It's all about corruption, all about controlling, and all about gangsterism until it stopped, though. It will stop. And lo and behold, look at what's happening here now. Jack Deere, look at that guy in the circle. Isn't he one of the guys who kicked up, or isn't he? Or is he part of that gang? And look at Jack Deere is shaking hands and he feels real comfortable. I wonder whether majority of members of the Guyana police force are comfortable with these sort of things. I just wonder. Back in the day, long time ago, GBC, they had a program used to call, Have You Ever Wondered? And that guy used to say it with a kind of like a strange voice back then. Have you, you'll be eating your food, or we as little kids will be eating our food, under quarantine, and all you hear coming through the radio is, have you ever wondered why these people are in office? Have you ever wondered whether Jack Dale is actually right? You know what I mean by that, right? Okay. Yeah. Have you ever wondered? You'll be out to probably just finish eating a nice hot pot of cook up, and have you ever wondered? Hey guys, good evening again. If you're now watching, so let's get to let's get back to this. This is the guy who was killed under questionable circumstances. I was made to understand that he sustained about 3 or 4 bullets, 3 to his stomach, 1 to his side, I believe. The postmortem was done today, and his let me see, based on the report, his hand was actually fractured. His fingers seemed to have been knuckles beaten with iron, his face smashed in, and all manner of things. Indication and evidence that he was actually tortured. And after tortured, he was shot several times. He was murdered by members of the Guyana police force. And you see where that was. What is it? You guys remind me, man, because I'm a bit of an old man now, right? Gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that. But look where that was. It Crocs? Sorry, I almost said Clark's. So look, you see where that Crocs is? Crocs, yeah. You see where that Crocs is? That's where they shot him about 3 or 4 times. Right there. That's where they shot him. And the reason they put that photograph like this, put that foot with the Crocs over there, right? Now, look, some of you might have questions as to why they put that on his stomach like that. But look around his chest area, wet, and look at his side, soaking with blood, right? Yeah, soaked with blood. And so the reason why they took a photograph like this is to cover up the bullet holes. Point blank, they shot him right there to murder him. And that Crocs and the photograph was basically to cover up the evidence where he was shot. Right there. Right there. Shot him. He was laying right there. They shot him. And if you see how he's looking at them, he's like, what the? Well, he couldn't. It was shock in his face. Look at his face. Shock. He was shocked. And at that point in time, he probably closed his eyes and died right there, looking at that Crocs up kind of guy, looking at that guy in his Crocs in face. So he died with that guy that actually stood over him and murdered him. Then put his Crocs on his stomach and snap a photograph. Those murderers. Now look, if this guy committed any crime and there is sufficient evidence to bring him in, fair enough, it's fair play. If he committed a crime and there is sufficient evidence, charge him, take him before the court, and let the court deal with him. If we were to deal with every accused in this manner, do you think there would be a government today? I'm just asking a question. If we were to treat, if law enforcement officers were to treat every accused in this manner, do you think we would have had a government in Guyana today? What's your answer to that question? Well, it's rhetorical, obviously. We would not have had a Irfan, a Jack Dale, if this is the sort of justice that is meted out to accused. Oh, Irfan has been accused of 19 fraud charges and maybe other things. Jack Dale has been accused. You name it. They all have been accused. But yet, for some of these folks, it is acceptable, even without evidence, that the police kill these individuals and then say They kill these individuals. They kill these individuals and say they're accomplice and they're this and they're that. That's what they do. Anyways, so they actually murdered this guy. The evidence, his name is Neon Howard. They murdered this guy. And to this day, the police, according to information, mind you, the police has not made contact, none whatsoever, with family members. Police are no different. Not all of the police, mind you. I'm not painting all of them with this. And then the other thing, too. The other thing, when they wanted that guy that walked out of Mazaruni prison, walked out, in my opinion, I'm still thinking that it was staged. You guys can make the other conclusions. It was staged. Because something wasn't adding up at all. It was staged. That you have someone who is said to have been sickly, but yet has the energy to go through a shootout, run with shackles and handcuffs, jump into the river. Sorry for my facial expression. I have no other way of expressing myself after that Jim Cockburn Ramgoat story about this jump in the shackle. We gotta make a movie like that, you know. We gotta make a movie. We gotta go through. Look, I have watched my sons play them games, them video games, man. The one the big fighting, man. You guys, you video game guys know it. They're not Star Wars, man. Star Wars is not a video game. Call of Duty. Yeah. You guys watch Call of Duty, right? That so-called escape would make Call of Duty look like nothing. Or even Roblox. Nothing. Two men pulled up. Brrr. The prisoner jumped off an ATV. Prison officers ducked, returned cover. The other two guys said, brrr. Smalley ran away with his shackles, ran away, plunged in the river, swimming. And the other guys jump out of the boat, grab him, put him on the boat, and the boat zing. Oh, Father, Guyana, huh? Guyana. Who can these guys fool? Who can these guys fool? Carl Miller said he doesn't look at video. You don't look at video games, Carl Miller. You play video games. You look at movies, right? Thank you, Mr. Caesar. War Break and all these sort of things. You know, you look at even Chucky. If you don't look at video games, Mr. Miller, go and watch the movie Chucky. Kind of is something else. Every day is some sort of Jim Cockburn Ramgoat story. Every single day, right? All right, look, here what else is happening. Yesterday yesterday at his press conference, this Calabash head guy, this demonic individual, Jack Deal, said that Vanessa Kissoon and Sharma Solomon plagiarized their stuff for Linden, their manifesto for Linden, plagiarized it. And he talked about Sharma Solomon, plagiarized it, and they took the stuff from the PPP and they just changed up a few words and all. Jagdev behaving like he's the brightest thing since sliced bread. But he's the dumbest thing since sliced bread. And so he accused them of plagiarism. They plagiarized. But this is the same Jack Deal who spoke about their plans for the city, modernization, spoke about all manner of things. And you know what came to mind? This came to mind that he, Jack Deal, plagiarized what we had in our little group, Team Benchap for Mayor, We Win, You Win, in 2016. That was when the coalition and my good friend Grange and everybody fought against me for the city of Georgetown. Every single thing we have in that manifesto, Jagdeo and the PPP are plagiarizing. Every single thing they stole from us. They stole it from us. Plagiarism. He is talking about online services for those of you who are overseas and you would like to check up on whether your rates and taxes are paid and all these manner of things that you can do online. In terms of a whole host of other stuff, Jagdev, they don't have a vision of their own. So this vagabond stole Team Benchap's manifesto for 2016. And I say this to say that this vagabond Jagdev, and he and his cronies in the PPP, they have the audacity to say that Sharma Solomon and Vanessa Kissoon stole their ideas. Well, Jagdev stole our ideas. The PPP stole our ideas. For 23 plus years or 26 years, they never give a damn about Georgetown. Now, suddenly they're talking about modernization and equipping City Hall with online access so people can do. That was our idea. For 26 years, they never have any sort of ideas. They ran Rose Hall. They ran Corriverton. And there were other municipalities, townships that they, not township, but RDCs that they were in control of. Why didn't they do these things? But now they want to do it for Georgetown. Why didn't they say, well, look, they are going to set an example and let them do that in Rose Hall? Rose Hall is run down. When last you guys check Rose Hall Market by the Arch? When last you guys check the condition of Rose Hall? And Rose Hall, mind you, Rose Hall should not be starved of money from central government because the PPP control Rose Hall. But look at the condition of Rose Hall. The PPP control Corriverton. But look at the condition of Corriverton. Go and ask the people them at Little India and Little Africa. Go and ask them. Go for yourselves. You will see the condition of Corriverton. But isn't it the same PPP that controls the municipality of Corriverton that is neglected? Isn't it the same PPP that controls Rose Hall that is neglected under the PPP regime? Corriverton started to breathe again under the coalition because unlike the PPP, the coalition didn't starve any municipality of the resources that they should have. Georgetown was well kept under the coalition because the coalition had to repair the entire country. Rose Hall repaired under the coalition. Corriverton repaired under the coalition. All of these things under the coalition. And these very vagabonds in the PPP neglected these towns. Well, I'm kind of surprised that the PNC is not, or the APNU PNC, they're not contesting Lethem. Lethem became a township under the coalition. Under the coalition. Sadly, though, I don't know why the coalition isn't contesting Lethem. Aubrey Norton gave some Jim Cockburn Ramgoat story that the guy was on his way in a vehicle to submit the names and then the vehicle broke down. The vehicle broke down, according to Aubrey Norton, according to a report that he got. Somebody said the vehicle broke down. So now if you are rushing to submit the names, as important as it is for a local government election, and your vehicle broke down, you're going to try to seek a ride, you're going to beg a ride, you're going to left somebody to watch the vehicle and you go and, because this is supposed to be important. But yet we hear the vehicle broke down. And Aubrey did say on this show that they are currently writing to GCOM to explain no, there's nothing to explain. If the vehicle broke down, the vehicle broke down. If you pass the deadline, you pass the deadline. But I don't know, other than that excuse that the vehicle broke down, I don't know why the coalition, the PNC, they're not contesting Lethem. A township that became a reality under the coalition, under the APNU AFC government. Same for Madhya. Well, they're contesting in Madhya. It's Friday evening. Vehicle broke down, right? Brennan Thompson, the vehicle broke down. Somebody should pass at wherever Aubrey Norton is right now, taking a little Friday hang and say, hey, the vehicle broke down. Sorry about that, guy. As in Guyana, they said thing for laugh, thing for cry, we laughing, right? Thing for cry, we laughing. Now, let's get to the matter of yesterday. The PPP and the thugs moved into, Foothill. And they brutalized the people right there in Foothill yesterday and the night and the day before. They never care. They don't give a damn about these people. They brutalize the people. And so said, so done. Hear what happened now. The very next day, this is what they paid for a group of people. And look at who they paid for: our indigenous brothers and sisters, and they paid for some of our East Indian brothers and sisters to go up at the Ministry of Housing. They ignored the persons of African descent. They ignore them. And you see Felicia in that colorful Kwame McCoy in that colorful shirt, pretending that they care, and he mouth sour and looking down as though he so care about the people. Is political points. Again, they do not care. They know it is local government elections, and they just, people got to be careful, keep their kids away from this guy, right? Because there is a history. Now look at what is happening there now. Look at what is happening. This Kwame McCoy, who is a deportee. Kwame McCoy, who is a deportee. He's standing there pretending as though he cares. So said, so done. So they're suddenly now going to say to the people, they're going to offer them a piece of land, they're going to offer them turnkey homes, whatever they want. They got to fill out a little application, and they're going to expedite the application, and all manner of things. Lies. They're not going to expedite anything. They're going to give the people a little run around and all things. And you see now you see the politicians and the so-called politicians rushing in there, some of them hogging there, pretending as though they care, some of them carrying in little food items, and now everybody running for the camera, right? Now I noticed somebody's asking, who is it that asking? Wait a minute. Deportee? Since when? RASS. What do you mean since when? Kwame McCoy is a deportee as well as a convict. Is a deportee. Like, y'all didn't know Kwame McCoy is a deportee? Y'all didn't know that? Y'all didn't know that Kwame McCoy had gotten his U.S. visa revoked as a result of allegations of soliciting sex from an underage boy? These things y'all pretending like y'all don't know? Come on, man. Come on. It's where y'all living. Y'all didn't know Kwame McCoy is a deportee? Well, y'all know now he's a deportee. Y'all asked him from which one of the small islands he was kicked out. For a whole host of different nasty things. Oh, yeah. Y'all watching on that deportee right there. Ask him. The same small island he was deported. He was ordered out. Get out. Randolph Corton, rest yourself. Wells then, huh? Wells. Yeah, I think it was easy to kick him out and deport him. Kick him out. Yep. All right. Look, local government elections are around the corner. And so they basically try to calm the people down and all manner of things. All manner of things they try to do there, right? All manner of things. But concerning this matter here, here is what Jack Dave says during his weekly press conference on Friday. Described the issue as, well, his press conference was on Thursday, right? Today is Friday. So they said that Vice President Barry Jack Dave, during his weekly press conference on Friday, described the issue as a private matter. So the issue with those folks on the Linden-Soestdijk Highway is a private matter, but yet still all those policemen went there. The policemen went there to help to break down those people's homes, but yet is a private matter, right? Who is Jack Deere fooling? Who is Jack Deere fooling? He said at Hillfoot, we had nothing to do with that. It was a private action that the person took. I heard there may be police there because I saw this matter just before I came up to the press conference. We would investigate it fully. Investigate what fully? Just like Sue? He wanted an investigation for Sue and nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then to continue, this is now the person who claims to be the owner. Her name is Ashley Almeen. Ashley Almeen. They claim that they got this land, 17 acres. And here's how they claim that they got this 17 acres. Here is how they claim they got this 17 acres. You guys ready to hear, right? Look, it's right up there. I'll read it for you guys. Ashley Almeen, the owner of the land, in a statement shared with Kaito News on Thursday, clarified that she acquired the 17-acre plot after taking over a bank payment from the original owner, Fred Hilton. She shared documents with this publication, meaning the Kaito News, to verify that the land was transferred to her and her husband, Lawrence Almeen. Almeen. And this is her husband, Lawrence Almeen. Now, let's get back to this here. Sorry. This guy that they claim that they got the land from, 17 acres. 17. Fred Hilton. I don't know who Fred Hilton is. I don't know whether that 17 acre was basically leased to him or whether it's some real ownership. If it was leased to him, and then we're hearing that they took it over from these people, Almeen took it over from the bank, I don't know what's happening. But what I do know is that in that area, they are taking away people's lands under similar circumstances. So what makes these people, or that guy that they got the land from, what make them so special? And those people, other people who have been there 25, 30 years have to give up their lands. I don't know. I don't know what makes these people so special. But the sad thing about this woman is that she has condemned the people who are standing up for their rights. And of course, obviously, she's trying to justify the action of police brutality in the name of her land. Now, I'm not sure if the person that she got the land from, again, I'm not sure if it is state-acquired land leased by Fred Hilton, and so Fred Hilton decided to sell the land to her and her husband. If, in fact, it is leased land, leased government land, then it is illegal for Fred Hilton to sell the land. And so this may become another legal matter. I'm just assuming, mind you, assuming. I don't know, again, if Hilton owns that land or it was leased, because they have lands across the Soesdijk-Linden Highway that's actually leased 50 years, 100 years, 30 years, whatever it is. So maybe Hilton Sue, or not Hilton Sue, sorry, Hilton Sue, Fred Hilton can respond to that, whether it was actually leased. Because I know a lot of people with lands right there on the Linden-Soesdijk Highway. The PPP regime are forcing those people to give up their land, and in many cases, they're taking lands away, because at lands and surveys, there are lots and lots of corruption going on at lands and surveys, where people's lands are taken away from them and they're given to private people connected to the government for some so-called Silicon Valley and all manner of dotishness. So look at the names of some of those people who own big lands, large acres of lands there. Some of them are drug lords, some of them are money launderers, you name it. You name it. Just take a look at them. Now, I'm not saying that these people who are fighting over this land are those that I just described, because I don't know these people. I don't know who Lawrence Almin is. I don't know who Ashley Almin is. I don't know. So I can't get them in the category of being unscrupulous or questionable business people. Frankly, I just don't know who they are. So that description is not for them, because I don't know who they are, but I know the others who are taking away people's lands are basically, some of them are drug lords, money launderers, some of them are connected to the private sector commission, and all manner of things. So I just want to make that point very, very clear. All right, let's head back to you guys now as we look at the time. I just have I don't know, how much longer should I be with you guys? What else is happening that what else is happening that I haven't discussed this evening that you want to be, what is it, a quick mention of it? What else is it? Because it's Friday night, right? I want to go somewhere, but I'm just hoping and praying that my vehicle doesn't conk out and me break down. Because if it breaks down, I can't reach where I'm going, right? If I'm going to Lethem or somewhere. So Rhonda Lane, good evening. Let's see Rhonda Lane, soldier, you know. I like Rhonda Lane's spirit. Rhonda Lane is saying that, Rhonda Lane is saying about the meeting in Buxton. And all right, Rhonda Lane, good evening again. Anand Prasad, Enrique Moniz is a scamp at Lands and Survey. I don't know who that is too, but what I can say to you though, Anand Prasad, is that Lands and Survey in the senior bracket, they have a lot of scamps, a lot of criminals there, lots of them. They're taking away people's lands, all manner of things they're doing. Now they get Sean Giddings asking me, what's going on in Lancaster, Mark? Lancaster, England, Lancaster, Australia, or Lancaster quarantine? Which one of the three Lancasters? Which one? You just asking me what's going on at Lancaster. You just want people to know that I know you from Lancaster, right? That's what it's about. So I assume that it's Lancaster quarantine you're asking about. The Lancaster quarantine, call some of your folks out there, Sean Giddings, and tell them to go out and vote on June 12th against the PPP. Tell them to vote against the PPP. I hope none of your folks, I see the entire generation, Rhonda and everybody. I hope none of your folks putting on red t-shirts, you know, because they get some of them on the quarantine who have been bought. They're drinking soup, they're eating crumbs, some of them eating mahambog. I bet most of you guys don't even know what mahambog means. I ain't gonna tell you all the other name. Mahambog. Y'all eat mahambog? Yeah? Some of them eating all kind of things now. And they're jumping up saying that they switch party because money got make, they got eat, all manner of things. So if some of your people are in that category, call them and tell them, don't be silly. Don't sell their souls to the devil. Let them not sell their souls to the devil. Go out and vote against the PPP. The PPP doesn't care. Let me see what Colin Barnwell is saying here. Why do you think Lincoln Lewis can go to the police to forcefully remove those encroaching on his ancestors' land? Good point. Hey, Colin, you get full credit tonight. Colin seemed to be a bright guy. Most Barnwells, no, leave the Barnwells alone. But good point, Colin. Good point. So they're not. Lincoln Lewis is not entitled to justice. He's not entitled. He has shown all of his documents. He has shown everything. But at the end of the day, you see how these people operate, right? You see how these people operate, right? And Ms. Towler, all these quarantine people, they see some of them who are in red t-shirts, they can't, you know. After the local government elections, they can come and ask me for black pudding and mitai and buns and coconut with sugar. And we can tell them, no, let it go Freedom House. This time they got to go Freedom House because Freedom House doesn't care about them. Freedom House is using them. And even some of them who have gone wearing red t-shirts and saying that they got drink soup and they got, the PPP people are laughing them and say, look, they had to come over with me. They won't come with a big bowl. You're right to bring your bowl by. You're right to bring your bowl. You're right for, I don't know what's happening, man. What else we can talk about before we go? I'm just looking at some of your comments. GT Kabaka. These names. GT Kabaka said, they ain't on Lewis land. They close by. Lincoln will never allow that. GT Kabaka. You miss the whole news when Anil Nandalal went down there and tried to bully Lincoln's folks and them and encourage his people there to go and squat on the man's land. You see how these people has looked for trouble? You see how certain people has looked for trouble? Land belong to them, but force them to go and squat on a man's land, to take away a man's land. But yet they send police to beat up another set of people on the Suicide Linden Highway. Jack, they can't say he doesn't know about that. That's what they're going to pretend. They don't know about this. They never know about anything. They never know about anything. Just like they never knew about the dorm where those 19, 20 young people lost their lives. They never know about anything. Anything. They never know about anything. Anyways, I'm looking at some of your comments before we go. Let me just acknowledge all of you guys. I can't call all of y'all by names. I can't call all of y'all by names. I just want to remind you guys, and hi to the guys in New Amsterdam. Hey, before we go, let's talk a little name. I'll take a quick break and be back. We got to talk a name. Y'all don't go anywhere. You know why I know y'all won't go anywhere? Because Guyanese love a talk name. Y'all don't go nowhere. I'll be back.
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100. So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington Law Firm, located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.
All right. Hey, welcome back. It's 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. It's Friday and I want to go somewhere. But let's head to New Amsterdam now, right? Before we do. Fatal accident, lots of things. People died in Guyana, fatal accident. Then a 29-year-old sailor is missing. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, Ronier. All manner of things in Guyana. I don't know what to say any longer. But let's go to New Amsterdam for a quick couple of minutes. Barbara Pilgrim, the PPP pulled a fast one on her. They got her cleaning chicken. They got her walking around picking up garbage. They got her walking around eating rotten banana at New Amsterdam market. Then they got her cleaning the floors. I don't know I hope that is not true. Cleaning the floors and daubing the bottom house at Freedom House in New Amsterdam. All these sort of things they're doing to Barbara. And poor Barbara, let me show you guys what Barbara looks like. And this is not to laugh at her in any way, shape, or form, because Not everybody can be. So this is what is happening to her. She's frustrated. The PPP has lied to her, and so she's not a candidate. She's not a candidate because the PPP knows that she cannot pull the votes, and so she's a bit upset. According to information, she's a bit upset. I'm looking at two photographs right now. I know which one. Two of them dead heat. This is what you call a dead heat. But sorry, again, I was distracted for a moment with that dead heat. And so she is not a candidate in the upcoming local government elections. We see a bunch of names there, but yet who is really worthy of becoming mayor on the PPP side? No one really. No one. All of them are basically out for themselves. That's it. They're not concerned about you, the citizens of New Amsterdam, residents of New Amsterdam. They're not. And so I want to urge you, the people of New Amsterdam, to stand up. Stand up for your rights. Go out there and vote against the PPP. This is not really where a couple of MPs are doing a quick drive-by, take a little picture, walk around. It's not a fashion show. This is not a Elvis Presley or a Shaggy show that you make a quick appearance and you're gone off the stage. That's not politics. A quick appearance and you're gone off the stage. So good night to the people of New Amsterdam. Continue doing what you're doing. Go in your pull-out numbers and vote against the PPP. Vote against the PPP in New Amsterdam, in Linden. Do that as well. Do not be fooled. A lot of those people who have read on, they don't have ID cards. Most of them have never voted. Oh, speaking of Linden, before I go, because you guys know I really want to go, right? Speaking of Linden, I got a story, another story. Y'all don't go anywhere. About one of these guys.
Yeah, this is the elite team. The root team. Strong team.
Number one.
PPP team. Yeah. You understand? PPP all the way.
Yeah,
one Guyana. Yes.
Holding the fort for Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, Rastaman now. I heard Rastaman getting gun license now. They give Rastaman gun license. I don't know how true it is, but Rastaman apparently get a little thing in his waist. His waist, actually. And so apparently he's showing off his little thing. Rastaman get a little thing in his waist. Or those who want to multiply it by another one. But he got a little thing in his waist. And he's claiming that he got a gun license from the PPP. So you see what the PPP is doing. They feel that this is, they feel that this is the right thing. And I do hope that majority of Guyanese do not fall for this trickery, because we wouldn't have a Guyana. This is not the way that Guyana should be. This is not the way that a tongue should run. And look at all or majority of the PPP's candidates. Look at majority of the candidates. Take, for example, Linden. Majority, 99% of the candidates, what are you going to vote for them for? What they could do. This is what politics turn to. Shame on them. Shame on all of them. Do not vote for them. One more thing before I go. London. What's his first name again? Apostle Nigel London. Good evening if he's watching. His daughters went to a football match. Londoners love football match. They don't care where they have football match, whether it's at Christianburg Cemetery, wherever it is. You could even have it in the middle of the water. Londoners are addicted to football, soccer. They're addicted to it. Afternoon, they dress up, put on a nice sneakers, whatever, dress up, and gone to a football match. And so Nigel London's daughters attended a football match on the PPP ground, because the PPP got a Freedom House in Linden, and they get a big space that they give to themselves there in Linden. So they get a football match. And his two daughters, one I believe is 16 or 15 or whatever. I don't know how old is the other one. But they decided they want to go to this football match. And they were there in the football match at the PPP ground. And the PPP people saw them and decided to capitalize politically on it. Some numbskull people decided to do that. And now I'll say this. It was absolutely wrong. And Apostle London has every right to defend his children. It shows the desperation on the part of the PPP. But Apostle London, I meant to have called you. If the PPP, if there is anything happening on the PPP's compound, take this advice from me, my friend. It is political. They don't mean any other thing. They don't care about the community. They don't care about neutrality. Nothing at all. It is political. It is political. So those of you, if there is any event happening at the PPP ground, enter at your own risk because it is political. Even if it's a football match, even if it's a so-called prayer service, even if it's a jandy, whatever it is, even if they hand out a box of food, it is political. So Londoners, you see something happening at the PPP's headquarters, whether it's the football ground or whatever, y'all stay away. Do not go at all. It's unfortunate that Apostle Nigel London, kids get caught up in that. Again, as I said, it was, little kids. They love people in Linden, love football. They love football. It's like people in Linden eat football for tea, breakfast, and dinner. They will give up their dinner. They will give up wild leaf and go to a football match. They don't care where this football match is being kept. That's how much they love football match. But you guys got to be careful. You got to be careful. Do not go in to the PPP's football ground to watch any football or anything. Especially around the political season, campaign time, elections time. Especially, do not do it. Good night to Apostle London. He's due on this program. I got to get him sometime on this show. But for now, I got to go, man. I'm going out somewhere. Can't wait. I haven't done that in a while. But I hope my car ain't broke down. Like when the PNC guys were heading to submit their names on nomination day and the vehicle broke down. And so the PNC isn't contesting Latin. I'm disappointed about that. The PNC isn't contesting in a lot of areas. I'm also disappointed in that. Very disappointed. But the towns and the other municipalities that they're contesting, you guys go out and vote. Give them that vote. APNU, PNC. Give them that vote. Don't vote for the PPP. Do not vote for the PPP. Do not vote for them. Do not vote for them. I've got to go, man. I gotta go. God bless you all. Have a good rest of the evening. It's like I don't want to go, but I gotta go. So long.
Mr. Mark, I believe every word of what Mr. Shu is saying. I am also afraid of Mr. Shu. Mr. Shu, if you are listening, I don't want anybody to harm you. This is a serious thing. Corruption is big. And we Chinese have to stop that. Been bullied by Jack Dale and other government officials to pay bribe. It's big all over Guyana. A Chinese to pay by bribe. Mr. Shu, I hope you to stay strong. Do not. We respect and salute you for your bravery, for coming up and speak against corruption in Guyana. Thank you, Mr. Shu. We appreciate you, Mr. Mark. 马克，我相信每一句苏先生说的话。我现在很担心苏先生。苏先生，如果你在听我说话，我不想任何人威胁你。 Guyana 政府腐败很严重，这个是
source.
Okay, well, let's
Maybe,
talk about
maybe,
specific-
right,
let's
may,
talk-
maybe the Chinese company that did not get their agreement that they wanted here, maybe they're the ones who told you. Or it could be just a fictitious thing.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jerome?
So, my relationship?
So, this is attorney Shellen Washington, owner and founder of the Washington law firm located at 455 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We're specialized in medical malpractice, personal injuries, matrimonial law, and landlord and tenant. If you're in need of legal representation, please give us a call today. The number to call is 718-877-3100. Consultation is free at no cost to you. So call us today to see if we can be of any assistance to your legal needs. Again, the phone number to call us is 718-877-3100.